I'm Melinda Farrell, and this is Bharat Sundaresan, and we are here at the MCG where we've been casting our keen eyes over both the Australian and the Indian training sessions today. People think we're like stalkers. I mean, we don't show up wearing funny sunglasses and mustaches. We show up wearing really bad straw hats and headgear. So thanks for joining me. That was interesting today. We've just finished watching Australia train. Very, very keen to see the two possibilities for opening the batting in David Warner, back after that groin strain, and Will Pucovski. Warner didn't look completely comfortable, did he, you'd have to say?
Firstly, stylish stalkers. Have you ever seen stalkers more stylish than this? We saw the return of David Warner. We saw the return of Will Pucovski. And earlier in the day, we saw the return of Rohit Sharma. Of course, he did have a net a few days ago, but that was behind closed doors. I did try coming here and then I was chased away, which is fair enough. It was behind closed doors. I just thought
I'd chase you away if I saw you peeping in the windows too.
I'm not a peeping Tom. Let me just make it very loud and clear here, Mel. Yes, David Warner was grimacing. He seemed to be in pain. He kept smashing his pad with the bat. He did middle a few. He batted for half an hour in the far net where he just faced some throwdowns from Sriram first and then Andrew McDonald. And he walked away. I don't know, like you said, he was stretching. He didn't seem 100%.
At one point he got down on his knee, he was stretching it out. You sort of heard him curse a little bit, grimace a little bit. If you were just having to take a guess, and there's still a few days away, but it didn't look like he was 100%. How close he is, I'm not sure, but he didn't look 100%. The interesting thing about Will Pucovski, now he came in quite late to the nets. We watched and we didn't see a single short ball delivered to him, did we?
No, not a single short ball. He was, for a while, we were wondering where he was because everybody else had a net. The intrigue around the Will Pucovski nets was because we've heard a lot about how they're going to test him out with the short ball because of all that he's been through and the fact that he was hit, a month back? Feels like a long time ago, Mel, when we were at Dramoyne Oval. But we don't know. But he did not face a single short ball, like Mel said. He faced a lot of spin, which I was surprised by.
Well, let's just say he faced Justin Langer with the wanger, who called out Ashwin and then proceeded to bowl absolute leg side filth. So unless Ashwin has started bowling an awful lot of leg side filth, I'm not quite sure how close that was.
Especially the way Ashwin's been bowling this series.
Okay, so the other thing we really noticed too is Langer maybe trying to psych Steve Smith up again, is calling him the warrior. There's the warrior. The warrior's back. So Steve Smith, warrior.
And my favourite part was when he played that forceful Sachin Tendulkar-esque sweep and Justin Langer started the Sachin chant. So apart from that, my only other takeaway was Michael Neser had two stints in the nets. Mitchell Starc only batted for 10-15 minutes. He didn't look too happy at one point. He mistimed the ball. But Michael Neser, two stints in the nets. And when it started raining, everybody else ran off. What did Michael Neser do? He runs and helps the ground staff cover the pitch. What a man.
Michael Neser, don't worry, if we see him start to hang out around your house, just lock the doors.
He did go and bat in the nets where two of the Indian batsmen were hit. Cheteshwar Pujara copped a very, very painful blow to the middle finger.
The middle finger. The middle finger, and Prithvi Shaw hit his right thumb.
And then went and hit his eye.
Yeah, Matt Wade, he was hit on the hand in that same net. So there's one of those nets, I don't know if it's coincidence, but 3 times on the one day, players were hit by balls leaping up in that net. That's not so good.
And another thing that
You're doing the Rohit Sharma
I am doing the Rohit Sharma because he did have a lot of issues with the flies, didn't he?
Yes.
He looked a little rusty in the nets, played and missed quite a few balls, but then he seemed to be getting into his own, but the flies weren't leaving him alone.
He did look a bit rusty at first, but that's only to be expected. I mean, it's pretty amazing when you think what he has gone through to get himself here, and the quarantine, everything else, to get himself here for 2 tests. And I thought, even if you looked at the pace, by the end of the session, I don't think he looked as rusty as he did at the start of the session. He was starting to pelt. There was one I thought that was going to go through the nets and basically hit us in the head. So that was good for them to see. The other interesting thing about India's training session too was to see Saini and Thakur bowling in the same nets. What did you make of those two in their little bowl of net?
Yeah, I saw Ajinkya Rahane have chats with both Thakur. I took him away for a while. I had a chat with him. Did the same with Saini. But Well, it's still early days. We're still in Melbourne, don't forget. We still have to go to Sydney. There are still 2 practice sessions left there. There's another practice session left here. So we are a long way away from that third test match. But I'm not sticking my neck out this soon. But just the fact that Shardul Thakur batted in the net with Mohammad Siraj, whereas Navdeep Saini was then taken away and he was bowling at an empty net under the watchful eyes of Ravi Shastri and Bharat Arun. Was that a sign? I don't know. It's just January 2nd. January 7th is a long time ago.
These are the things we see. I would like to see Saini just because I'm so fascinated by his run up. You know, most runners run like this. He does this.
Yeah, he's got that.
It's like a little train. I like it. I've got a thing for run ups. Some people have things for actions. I like a quirky run up.
Fair enough. And Natarajan has a beautiful run up as well. And he was. What did he do first thing today? Beat KL Rahul's outside edge. So that's Natarajan. Michael Neser did the same to Steve Smith. We were there. He beat him. It's just same old in the Australian edge. But yeah, Natarajan again continues to impress us. He is now part of the test squad. Maybe still a little far-fetched.
Well, he is now, isn't he? He's part of the test squad now.
Part of the test squad, yeah. I mean, India came here with 4 reserve bowlers. They've just left with 1 reserve bowler because they've just been like adding the reserve bowlers. It's been an interesting time for both Natarajan and Shardul Thakur. Shardul Thakur was part of only the ODI squad. Then he gets added to the T20 squad. Then he gets added to the test squad. Natarajan came here purely as a reserve bowler. He gets added to the T20 squad. Then the ODI squad. Then the test squad. So, well, we still have a 4th test to go. Shardul Thakur and Natarajan together. Who knows? It's been a crazy old tour. I'm not ruling anything out. What's that other thing that you've been learning to say standing with the net, by the nets? Do you want to give it a shot?
Shodya. No, wait, no. Shodyar.
Yeah, she's getting there.
I'm trying.
Yeah, she's getting all the Bumbaya going. Yeah. You know, guys, how we say Shodyar.
Shodyar.
Yeah, she's getting there. She's learned to say Natarajan well. I'm sure she'll ace her short AR very soon.
Just as an insight to what this tour is like to cover too, this has been really crazy. We don't know what we're going to do. We don't know where we're going to be tomorrow. We've each got, I've got accommodation booked for tonight. You've got accommodation booked for tonight. We don't know what to do. Our philosophy is stay with the teams. Yep. But it's really bizarre. It's the strangest tour to cover because we don't want to leave Melbourne until the teams go because just in case. And then if we go to New South Wales, to Sydney, and the team goes to Brisbane, then we won't be able to go there either. So just to give you an insight, this has been the strangest tour to cover like this, hasn't it? Because we just don't even know what to do, weighing up our options of do we get in a car and drive? Do we try and get a flight? Do we stay here? What do we do?
I have no idea. I know I have my car here, so I have no option but to drive in some direction or the other. And I also know that if I enter Sydney, I can't leave Sydney. Or if I do leave Sydney, if even to go back home to Adelaide, I'll have to quarantine there, hopefully at home. So who knows? It's all up in the air. But you know what? We're not going to leave you guys stranded. We're going to stay where the series is. We're going to stay with the team till the time they say no more, which might happen in a week's time in Sydney, hopefully.
I think we should lodge a protest. I don't think the series can go on with us.
Maybe you guys can lodge a protest. Maybe you guys can do something, a petition.
Well, wherever they are next, and even possibly down here next, we'll be back to give you an update on what we've been noticing at training. Thank you so much. And I always forget to do this, but please feel free to subscribe, and we'll try and bring you lots more cricket content. Bye-bye.